Alright, going to be changing the spark plugs and wires, or at least attempting to, on a Mazda B2500 slash Ford Ranger. NGK Iridium. It's coming up on like 115,000 miles on it, so I'm just gonna get all the maintenance done. That way it's sort of on the 5,000 mile schedule intervals and stuff, so I can just keep easy track of it there. It is a little gritty there, but I've seen worse. And just for comparison, if we can see that, obviously big difference here is the electrode on there. You can see here on the Autolite Platinum, pretty fat electrode, standard shape to the, I forget what that dielectric's called. But here on the Iridium, small little electrode, and sort of profiled the edges there. And these, I'm not sure, I haven't looked up what exactly the composition of the Autolite Platinums are, but these are a copper core, copper electrode, and just the electrode has been plated with iridium, which is, I think the most corrosion resistant metal. This one at the front, has this little thing so you can get around in there, reach and pull it out. These things are tucked in here under the, over here on the intake manifold. And got one here, this one sort of easy to get to, maybe angle, socket down through there. And coming around to this side, these look, the secondary plugs, plug there, there, and this one that's sort of tight under there. All right, it's a different day. It was just too hot to mess around with all this stuff yesterday. So on with trying to get a couple of these plugs done. Finagle this out of the way there. So for this, that doesn't fit through there, so I was able to slide it around there. I have two extensions on here. And yesterday when I was putting this back in, I was having a little trouble getting the socket was sticking down there. So I might see if I can just fish it down in there, maybe use a little bit of the silicone paste to just sort of grab it a bit, put a little on the end here, and maybe some excess on the, just on the sides here, to see if that'll help stick it in just a regular 5/8 socket. Don't know if that'll work for all of them, because some of these are difficult angles. I'm not even sure how I get back under there for those yet. So learn with me as I figure this out. Okay, front pack. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that looks like it just is on there. I don't know if there's like an exact orientation for these to go. Been trying to find a reference online to see that under here. All right, and there we go. 1 of 8 done. I smell a skunk, or somebody smoking weed. Could be one or the other. Skunky skunk, skunky weed. Are we free? We are free. No bueno. Or not. Or yes. Yeah, I guess it has gone in a bit because it's a lot easier to get this socket in there. It was right there. I just had like a little more snugging up to do, and that would have gotten it. Oh well. Learn from my annoyance. Third one is well underneath there, and 4 is even farther back in there. Yeah, honestly, it's about 8:30 or so at night, and I'm losing light, so I think I'm just gonna button it up for here and continue to work on it tomorrow when there's more daylight. Thank you for bearing with me and trying to get the spark plugs changed in this, horribly over-engineered spark plug monstrosity. All right, day 3, spark plug change. So the next one is number 3, back in there. You can see this guy here. And I was watching a video online, maybe you can see it back in there. So this guy had this coolant line disconnected. Stuff. I'm hoping I don't have to do that to get to that frickin' plug. Alright. The hands of a small child. Sometimes beneficial. And if this is the pain of getting it out, it's gonna freaking suck getting it back in there. Get the trickle, see if I can get it. Okay. Quite tell if I'm hitting the plug or if I'm right next to it. Okay, there we go. Just barely. This one is fucking torqued down. Jesus Christ. Ah. Phew. Did I even get it? Nope, just lost the lost the socket. Maybe it broke it loose though. Oh, it is turning. Oh, look at that. Magic. Just have to remember that this is basically just rotated around 180 degrees. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to stick. Oh, I think that took. Well, that was extremely nice of it. I don't think I got 1 and 2 in that easy. Pop that coil back off. Go. Feed a little bit through like that. Maybe that'll help. I'm sure this is probably not the right way, and somebody knows a lot better than me exactly how to get this done. But oh well. Okay, so this one I'm able to reach all the way around back, and maybe, yeah, pull this through. Let's see if it's a fairly straight shot through between runners 3 and 4. There. Making it hard to make that out. There we go. There we go. One more extension on because I was afraid that one was gonna, when it popped like that, it's gonna take my hand right into those, which Would probably not have been super comfortable. It's hard to tell if we're quite there. Feels like it might be. Yep, this one, if I recall. All right. And wire 4. That is cylinders 3 and 4 down here on this side. So what's next is these, but yeah, those will wait for another day. Thank you for staying tuned for your 4-day project of changing spark plug wires on a Ford Ranger. Okay, next day again, getting the spark plugs on the exhaust side done. I guess first thing, get this intake hose here out of the way. Disconnect that guy. I think that's the only electrical connection on there. There we go. There we go. Stay behind. Cat just came running out of my backyard. The dogs are not pleased. Well, that one was fairly loose. So these are the 3 easy ones to get to, and that 4th one is just right behind whatever little control unit this is. Well, let's see just how stubborn these are. That one's not too bad. This other one is sort of rusted though. And these, the exhaust or nuts, are 1/2 inch. Those hoses on there, looks like they might just be flexible hoses and not a hard line. So hopefully this can just slide out of the way without having to disconnect those lines. Yeah, okay. So, for ease of access to that, pop whatever that thing is off too. Then you can get to that 4th spark plug. And that's honestly the cleanest one of the bunch. So, time to grab the fresh plugs. Alright, new plugs. And I'm sure it's probably already known, but yeah, just when you're installing these initially, just do it like this. Or if you need a bit of flex to it, use a bit of rubber hose, whatever, just so you don't want to run it down straight away with the with the wrench portion on there. Otherwise you could easily get things cross threaded, and that's no good. Tightening them up. All right. A little healthy dab of silicone ends like that. And so we have 1, 2, 4. Plug this guy back in. And a little dab of silicone down in each of these. My 3-wire is now here, this back corner. 2 is in front of it. Strange orientation on these. And like I said, if somebody has a good idea of how these are supposed to all route, do let me know. So there's that buttoned up. Plugs and wires installed. Get the intake hose back on there. That just buzzes down into there. Little connection here. Alright, we'll see how it fires up, and hopefully it is good. Alright, well, everything seems to be going okay. No check engine light, hopefully. No. Yeah, so enjoy that for your, several hour long spark plug and wire change. I'm sure there are vehicles where it's more difficult to change the plugs. But I would have not thought one of those vehicles would be a Ford Ranger. So kudos for Ford, and they're over-engineering this one. Bastards.